Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'll be doing a movie collection. So this is my movie collection. I have it in my room here. I'll do a room tour in the future if you guys want. But yeah, this is my collection. I've been collecting seriously for about 4 months, and this is basically all I've gotten. I'm pretty much finished. There are a couple more I'm gonna get, which I'll reveal at the end. But basically, in the future, if a movie comes out or I see a movie that I want, then I'll probably just get it and replace it with another one or find somewhere else to put it. But the collection doesn't actually start in here, it starts in here. So this is just another room, and this is just the overflow of movies. A lot of these are my dad's old ones, some of mine, but none of these are like my top favorites. But I did want to show, none of these are really important, but I did want to show you these three. So I have 3 VHS. I got these super cheap at a vintage store. So we got Stand By Me, which is my favourite movie of all time at the moment, Reservoir Dogs, classic Tarantino, and Citizen Kane, one of the most widely acclaimed films of all time. So let's get into the main collection. Okay, starting off we have this little TV section / documentary maybe. I'm getting some more stuff for this. I'm getting BoJack Horseman, which is a really good TV show. It's actually on Netflix, so if you guys have that, you could check it out. So I'm getting that. Might get the Umbrella Academy Blu-ray, because that was a good TV series. Other than that, I mean, I do have a lot of other TV series, but a lot of them are quite expensive, like the Breaking Bad. I think complete series is like $90, so probably just wait a bit for that. But yeah, I'm happy with what I've got at the moment for this. So I do have first of all Ben 10, which I really liked as a kid. So not this one, obviously. This is the only one I had. So I do like the Alien Force. This is I think the reboot, still good. But like I said, that was one of my favourite TV shows as a kid. Also, Gravity Falls is probably one of my favourite TV shows. Don't have that, it's hard to get in Blu-ray or DVD format without spending crazy amount. But yep, so we have Family Guy season 1. Love Family Guy, love Simpsons, love South Park. Might get the other 2, but yeah, this is the first season. Yep, great series. We have The Last Dance. This is a great sports documentary on the Bulls and their reign in the NBA, with Michael Jordan being the front runner. Yeah, this is great. Great documentary. We have The Mighty Boosh. We have, I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, season 1 and 2, and then we have season 3 over here. I watched most of it. It is quite weird. It's kind of like the IT Crowd. Same sort of humour, but yeah, it is quite funny. Next we have The Office. This is the UK version, kind of 50-50 on which one I like the most, the UK or the US. Maybe UK just edges it at this time, but I mean, they're both great shows. Next we have the Ronaldo movie / documentary. This was a great film. Yeah, obviously the greatest player of all time. Okay, next we have the Sherlock box set. Now this is a great TV show, and I just had to pick this up. This is like $50, so yeah, great pickup. Yeah, Sherlock series is absolutely incredible. And finally, this Football's Greatest. Okay, now getting into the movies. So run it down by section. So this section here is kind of like my top 10 favorite movies, kind of bit over top 10. Then we have 4K, then Blu-rays, then foreign films, then my DVDs. And like I said, I am getting a couple more, I believe, which I will go through later on. But yeah, let's get started. So first of all, we have Stand By Me. This is probably my favorite film of all time right now. Just a timeless classic, great coming of age story. And yeah, it's just basically on like growing up and stuff, and you know, moving on, and it's quite sad actually, so I really liked it. Next we have Goodfellas. Watched this recently and I put it in my top 10. This is obviously one of the best mob films of all time. I think Joe Pesci won the best supporting actor, I believe. But then again, Robert De Niro and Ray Liotta were excellent. So that's Goodfellas. Next up we have The Shining. Had to get this in 4K. Probably one of my favorite horror movies. Maybe this or American Psycho. But yeah, this is just absolutely phenomenal film. Stanley Kubrick, legendary director. I'd say probably one of the best, if not the best, horror movie of all time, in my opinion. Next up we have Taxi Driver, Robert De Niro. I mean, this is probably Scorsese's best work. This is just an absolutely incredible film. Quite depressing actually, but the cinematography was excellent. The storyline was just so good. And yeah, moving on. So then we have Do the Right Thing. Watched this 2 nights ago. When I say I watched these, I'm talking about rewatching them because I've already seen these before. So, like I said with Goodfellas, I've rewatched it recently. So yeah, I rewatched Do the Right Thing recently. It's definitely Spike Lee's best film. I'd definitely put this up here with 12 Angry Men in terms of dialogue, how it can carry the film when not much is happening. Definitely recommend. Yeah, great film. And speaking of the devil, we have 12 Angry Men. Had to get this in Criterion because it's just such a good release. Yeah, what's not to say about this film? It's just phenomenal. Like, I was going into it the first time I watched it thinking, hang on, they're in the same room the whole movie. How is everyone saying this is the best film ever? And it definitely did live up to its expectations for me. And yeah, I did check out Sidney Lumet's other films. Wasn't a big fan of all of them. Did like Network though. But yeah, next up we have classic Suspiria. This is the original 1977 version. Jessica Harper and directed by Dario Argento. This is probably. Oh, this is also, I forgot to say, this is probably my top 3 horror movies of all time. Forgot to mention that when I was talking about The Shining. But this film just has probably, I'd say it's either this and Halloween with the best score for a horror film, maybe film. If you're discounting like actual songs from films, but I'd say the sound effects and the visual effects from this is absolutely incredible. So revolutionary as well. Performances are amazing. I actually did like the remake in 2018. If I can get this back in. It was completely different, but I feel like it's definitely on that kind of weirder side, just like the original. Okay, next up we have I'm so excited I got this. Was able to pick this up. We have Requiem for a Dream. This is such a great movie. It's actually, I mean, it's probably the most depressing film I've ever seen, but the cinematography is just absolutely incredible. Darren Aronofsky, I love all of his films, but this one just takes the cake. I got this 4K slipcover. It's the same underneath, and I just love this film. It's probably not as high on my list. Probably just makes my top 10 because I appreciate it so much, but it is kind of hard to watch, so. But it's in my top 10 because I appreciate it so much. That Requiem for a Dream did get me into like film and stuff, and how like a movie, like directing and everything, the performances can make you make you feel like certain things, and yeah, so great movie, definitely recommend. Okay, next up we have Akira. Now my brother got me this for Christmas. This is a 4K limited edition. I did miss out on the steelbook, but I do like this better. This looks so cool. They got like a little booklet outlining a lot of the movie, storyboarding and stuff around it. But yeah, Akira, great science fiction, great animation. Definitely would recommend watching. Okay, so next up we have The Green Mile. This is probably the movie I've cried the most at. This is just extremely emotional. Yeah, the performances are absolutely amazing. Definitely would recommend watching this. Like, definitely, you should, if you haven't seen this, what are you doing? You have to watch this movie. Next up we have Superbad. This is my favourite comedy. It's just hilarious. It got the famous McLovin. I actually have a flag in my room. I'll just show you quickly. Here we go. Here is my McLovin flag. I just had to pick it up. I saw it online. It was like $5, and I mean, it's just a great addition to my room. But yep. Okay. Now I believe that was, let's just see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Superbad does cut 11, but I mean top 10. I know that's everyone's like tier list kind of, but I mean, to me that's just subjective. I feel like you can have whatever number you want in your favorites, and I mean there's just so many. But yep. So for this one, the story is, even though a lot of people would watch it and be like, that's a trash movie, I actually watched this. I've probably seen this over, not joking, probably around 70 times, 80 times, because every single time I went to my friend's house, we'd always watch this, and it would never get old, and we literally would always, every single time we had a sleepover, we had a lot of sleepovers, we'd watch this. So, and I saw it like 2 weeks ago in a store, and I just had to pick it up. It's like $3 off clearance, but yeah. Okay, next up we have Michael Myers, Pulp Vinyl, just separating the top 10 from the 4Ks and Blu-rays. I am trying to get Halloween, but it's super hard to get without spending a lot of money. I was going to get a steelbook, but that's like $80, so probably just going to do some more research, try and find a bargain somewhere. But yeah, I do really like that first Halloween. I actually really like the first two, but after that, kind of, I don't know. Anyway, let's get straight into the 4Ks. So first of all, we have Stanley Kubrick's 2001. Watched this twice. First time I had to watch it in like 3 viewings actually. I mean, over three separate days, because it was obviously, I watched it when I was young, and it's obviously really long. But then rewatched it like a year ago, and I just love this film. Cinematography is amazing, and it's crazy how this was released in, I think it was like 1968, and a film like this has so many ideas, so many revolutionary traits that are used in film today, especially science fiction. Yeah, great film. Great transfer as well. Love how it all looks. Next up we have Baby Driver, Edgar Wright. His movies are so cool, like Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Baby Driver, all those ones. Yeah, Baby Driver is just a cool movie. Like there's nothing much to say about it. Like it's just so good. Next up we have Get Out. I think it's the first Jordan Peele movie, or certainly that I watched, but I think that was the first he made, which is super impressive. Such a good movie. It's like a horror slash thriller, psychological horror. Yeah, it's a really good film. Okay, next up we have Kingsman, the first film. Did like the Golden Circle, the second film, but I probably like this more. It's just the unnecessary violence and just the just how fresh it is in terms of the fighting scenes and how it's all laid out. It's just great film. Have heard about the reviews for the latest one, The King's Man. Definitely not going to watch that after seeing the reviews. Next up we have Logan. Now this used to be my top 10, but got taken out. Had the slipcover 4K. Wolverine is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite superhero. So super sad to see, spoiler alert, see him die in this film. I think everyone was. The X-Men films were a great franchise, even though some of them maybe a bit questionable. But yeah, Wolverine, I like how they were building him up in the past films leading up to this. And yeah, great film. Okay, next up we have A to Z Blu-rays. So first of all we have 12 Years a Slave. This one's just a great film. Yeah, definitely would recommend watching that one. Okay, now moving on to the second layer. First of all we have The Disaster Artist. This is A24, I believe this is my first that I've covered so far. A24, yeah it is. So this is obviously a kind of like a homage or parody, I guess, to The Room, which is Tommy Wiseau, which is probably regarded as the worst film ever, or just the worst made film. But this is really good. I actually really liked this. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually kind of liked it. Okay, next up we have this film. I won't talk about it too much, don't want to break the first rule, but if you haven't seen this yet, I don't know what you're doing. Okay, next up we have The Florida Project. This is another A24. This is just absolutely incredible. I actually didn't know about this. I was literally just browsing the shelves at the store, and I just saw this, and I saw it was A24, and I was like, I have to at least look into this. So I was looking at the trailers, looking at the reviews, and this is I watched it, and it's a great coming of age story. It's really sad. But yeah, definitely would recommend watching this film. Okay, next up we have my favourite Wes Anderson, probably everyone's favourite Wes Anderson, or the Fantastic Mr. Fox, but we have The Grand Budapest Hotel. The camera work is just out of this world. Like, it's just so Wes Anderson, like so particular, so like straightforward yet quirky. Okay, next up we have The Green Book. This did win Best Picture, I believe. I really like this. I went to the cinema to watch it, and yeah, it's really a heartwarming story. Next up we have Her. Now I watched this the first time, didn't really like it, but the second time I watched it, this is a perfect film in my opinion. Joaquin Phoenix's performance is incredible. I feel like you have to be in the right mood to watch this film, but this is, yeah, like I said, this is basically not a perfect film, but it is. When you want to watch this, when you're into it, then it is basically a perfect film. Alright, next up we have another A24, Hereditary. This is really good. This and the other two front runners for horror, modern horror, which I will get into shortly. This one is really disturbing, kind of more weird, but it's a great horror. You definitely should watch this. The ending is just crazy. Like, doesn't leave you any time to breathe. But yeah, next up we have the Ladybird. It's Ladybird. I watched this actually recently. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. Great love story. But yeah. Okay, next up we have the classic The Ladykillers, not the trash, I think it was 2004, 2014 version, but we have the original Ladykillers. Let's see when this was made. 1955. Oh wow. So the premise of this is basically, I think it's like, what is it? Yeah, I don't know how many there are, but it's basically a group of robbers who are trying to break into a bank and obviously rob the bank. Have to stay at this kind of motel, and this old lady right here runs, and they basically pose as musicians, and it's just a great time. Okay, next up we have Midsommar. Now this film, this is what horror is about. Especially, it's A24 as well. It's just extremely disturbing, like extremely disturbing. Like, yeah, you should, if you really like horror, check this out. But this is just crazy. Okay, next up we have Mulholland Drive. Now David Lynch. Okay, next up we have Mulholland Drive. David Lynch. Was gonna get Eraserhead, but the Criterion's super expensive, so I might wait that out a bit. But this is my favorite. It's the first time I did understand it, but I didn't like it because it was hard to understand. But then I didn't rewatch it, but I kind of just looked at reviews, video essays of the movie, and then it just clicked, and it was just. Then I rewatched it, kind of recently, actually, like 2 months ago maybe, and yeah, this is a great film. Okay, next up we have Paper Planes. I'm not sure why this is here. This is probably one of the first Blu-rays I ever got. That I actually bought. But yeah, I mean, it's a good film. I liked it. I only seen it once, and that was when I was like, when this came out, like 2014 or something. So yeah, I was pretty young then. But next up we have Pulp Fiction. Great film, obviously. Not gonna linger on this one too long because, I mean, it's literally covered on every film critic's page. But yeah, I really like this, by the way. Not trying to discourage it or anything. Alright, next up we have Spaceballs. This is actually pretty funny. Especially if you're watching it with people who are diehard Star Wars fans. Just takes the piss out of everything in Star Wars. And a lot of people don't actually know about this, but yeah, this is really good. And next up we have, finishing off the Blu-rays that are not foreign, Stanley Kubrick Visionary Filmmaker Collection. This is, I just had to get this. I think this is $150 down to like 43. This is absolutely incredible. It's got like, I don't know why they always cut out Doctor Strangelove, and I think it's like, what is the other one, Paths of Glory or something like that. He's arguably his two greatest war films, maybe Full Metal Jacket, but that is on here. So we have The Shining, Lolita, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut, Barry Lyndon, 2001, and A Clockwork Orange. Now, I mean, all of them are great except for this one. I don't know what is going on in this film, Lolita, but I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's a, let's just get it out here. It's one of those thick Blu-rays. Comes with the discs and stuff. But yeah. Okay, now moving on to the foreign section. After this Gravity Falls, Dipper Pines, Pop Vinyl, just to separate once again the different sections. Alright, so first of all we have House, 1977 I believe. Yep. This is classic J horror film. But I was gonna get the Criterion, but it was on DVD, and I kind of wanted it on Blu-ray. I don't know why. Probably should have got the Criterion. But this is also a great release. This is a great film. It's hard to. You actually probably won't be able to find it. You have to either sign up for the Criterion channel or get it on Blu-ray, but it's hard to find to watch. But yeah, it's a great film. Next up we have La Haine, French classic film. This is definitely one you want to watch if you're trying to transition into the foreign category. La Haine's definitely a good way to start. Yeah, just it's a great start, great film. Okay, moving on to the final shelf. Let's see, we have La Strada. This is my favorite Fellini film. Obviously, he's done Knights of Calibra. I forgot how to say the last bit. Then he's got 8½, and oh no, there's no way I've forgotten that last one. And La Dolce Vita was the other one. Just had to quickly search that up and remember it. But yeah, those are probably those are everyone's favorite. But yeah, so we've got La Strada here. Next up we have Maborosi. This is a great film. He uses light so well. Yeah, great cinematography on this one. Next up we have Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. This is a great one. 2020. Yeah, it just absolutely cleaned out in the Oscars. Deservedly though. But yeah, this is a great film. Next up we have my first steelbook. We have Perfect Blue. It's probably one of, but it's the greatest animated thriller / horror of all time, I'd say. Yeah, this is just absolutely amazing film. It's kind of short though, so definitely would recommend watching it. But yeah, had to get it on the steelbook as soon as I saw it. Okay, now we have the 20th anniversary Spirited Away film. This is obviously one of the greatest animated movies of all time. I watched it in Japanese class a few years ago. Yeah, great film. Okay, next up we have the final Criterion, my collection at the moment. We have Yi Yi, or a 1 and a 2 translated into English. I've got to be honest, I have not seen this film yet. I will watch it like either this week or next week, but I've heard great things about it and had to pick it up because I was going on a Criterion spree with the others, 12 Angry Men and the one you're about to see. But yeah, this is just really highly recommended in the Criterion community. Okay, next up, starting the DVDs now. So some of I think actually all of these are mine, except for 2 maybe. But starting up, we have American Beauty. It's a great film. Definitely would recommend if you have not seen this one. Classic romance. Next up, we have Back to the Future, the trilogy. This is my dad's. It comes out in like a slipcover, and then there's like a fold up with the trilogies. They have released the 4Ks and the regular HD in this kind of format, but here we have the original, and then you flip it like this, and you've got the second and the third. But yeah, this is a great sci-fi film, and yep, super happy I have it in my collection. Okay, next up we have Battle Royale. Extremely iconic. Definitely would recommend watching this. It's pretty much the original Hunger Games, or a lot of games today like Fortnite and those survival Battle Royale games. Next up we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp. Probably will replace this with another movie that I get, but that's yeah, watched it when I was probably in school a while ago. Next up we have Chinatown, Jack Nicholson, great movie. Yeah, nothing much to say about this one. Definitely would recommend watching it if you had not seen it already. Great crime film. And yep. Okay, next up we have probably the craziest film in my collection by far. Even crazier than Midsummer. Not as disturbing maybe, but we have Climax, another Gaspar Noé film. Gaspar Noé, obviously, I mean, if you know him, then you know his other films, but I'm probably not going to get those, but this one is halfway tolerable in terms of its content. It's pretty weird and messed up, but, I mean, I had to just try it out. It's like basically the premise is a group of French dancers. They're practicing their routine, and then they have a break, and then suddenly they realize that their drinks have been spiked with LSD, and they just go crazy. Like, that's literally the premise, and it's just an excuse to just make crazy, like, all these crazy scenes of just people doing random stuff. That's kind of just messed up, but, I mean, the cinematography is really good, but it is kind of, like, unnecessary how weird that one is. Moving on, we have Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, another great romance. Yeah, really like this one. Next up we have Fantastic Mr. Fox, probably tied with Grand Budapest Hotel and people's favourite Wes Anderson film. This one's for kids though, so more for kids I should say, but yeah, this one's really good. Didn't watch it when I was a kid though. I watched it like a year ago, so yeah, still a great film, like 5 stars. Next up we have my final criterion at the moment, Fantastic Planet. I've seen this like everywhere, like on Criterion's collection videos, and it just looks so bizarre, and it is bizarre. Like, I watched it, and it's just so like this thing. I mean, I was talking about how Climax is weird, but this is a kids movie, but it's still really weird. It's French, 1965. Wow. Oh no, 1973. There it says that. I was looking at this section here with the short films, but okay, yeah, this film is it's definitely something. It's like one of those films that you don't love, but then there's nothing to hate about it. You know what I mean? So it just sits in the middle, and it's just there. Okay, next up we have Austin Powers, Goldmember. This Austin Powers is just it's iconic. It's incredibly funny. This is the only one I have though, but I had to put it in the collection. Next we have Kill Bill. This is an illegal copy, my dad's. Yeah, Kill Bill. Loved the first one. Didn't really like the second one, but yeah, I mean, it's iconic. Tarantino is probably second best after, I don't know, maybe third after Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. But next up we have The Lighthouse. This is the last. I was talking about the 3 frontrunners for modern horror, and this one, Midsummer and Hereditary. This one is absolutely incredible. Robert Eggers. Didn't really like The Witch though, even though a lot of people like that. But yeah, it's just so, like, you know what I mean, like, strange and so unique how it's just like a lighthouse scenery, the cinematography, how it's all in black and white, the performances. Don't know how they weren't nominated for an Oscar, but yeah, that's a great film. Next up we have Lost in Translation. This is another great romance film. Definitely would recommend watching this. And then we have The Matrix. It's the first one, I believe. Yeah, this one is just really good. Like the second one. Didn't really like the third one, but I did like the ending of the third one. But yeah, The Matrix, obviously one of the best sci-fi action films of all time. Next we have Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't mind it. It's obviously iconic, but yeah, I did like it. Nothing too special though, but did watch this when I was very young, so probably gonna replace it, but it's there for now. And a couple left. We have No Country for Old Men, Coen film, probably my favorite Coen film. This is This is just great. Definitely deserved all the awards it won. I probably, definitely like Fargo more, but everyone agrees with me there. Okay, next up we have The Prestige. This is really good, confusing film. There's nothing really to say about it, just these magicians and they're trying to one-up each other, and so the ending's really cool though. Next up we have one of my dad's favourite films, Step Into Liquid. Have not seen the full thing. Did watch a bit of it. It was just on TV, on like a surfing channel, I don't know. Didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, it is a cool movie. Probably gonna get rid of this and put something else in, but yeah. And then finally we have Toy Story 3, one of my favourite Pixar films. Probably more so because it was leading up to this. Like the first two, obviously, so good, and then this one, really emotional. Did watch the Toy Story 4, but definitely do like this one better. And that's it, guys, for the collection. Oh yeah, I just forgot to tell you guys which ones I'm getting. So I am going to pick up American Psycho, because I was saying how it's one of my favourite horror movies, with The Shining and Suspiria. Then I'm also going to get Videodrome, not the Criterion, even though I really want to, but it is kind of expensive, just the regular Blu-ray. And I think I have other ones that I want to get, obviously, like Uncut Gems, another great A24 film, Old Boy, not the remake, obviously, the original, and Black Christmas. That's pretty much it. But let me know what you guys think of the collection. This is probably going to be it, in terms of the full thing. But I might swap out a few here and there, like I said. Might replace a few of the DVDs, but I mean, there's only a few there that I would. But yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want to see any more videos that are like this, any gaming videos, because I do have a good laptop and I do run PS4 as well. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. See ya.